What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we are testing a bunch of new makeup from e.l.f. There have been so many new releases, especially at the drugstore, so I'm like kind of breaking it up into a couple of videos because there's so many new products to test. So there was a lot of newness from e.l.f., so I was like, okay, I'll test all the new e.l.f. stuff first, and then you guys are gonna get another video coming soon as well where I test a bunch of new drugstore makeup from a bunch of different brands as well. But since e.l.f. brought out a bunch of new things, I was like, all right, let me do that first. Y'all know I love e.l.f. and their products, so I'm very excited to see if these ones are good or not. And some of these are like already selling out. I had to go on the hunt for them to find them in store to get, but I'm pretty sure I have everything new now, so we can test them all and see if they're good or not. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, first things first, we have technically two new primers from e.l.f. So I was kind of debating, I'm gonna try both of them, but like which one I should do first. We have the new Power Grip Primer with niacinamide, which is gonna be retailing for $10. And then we have the new Sun Touchable Whoa Glow. I am so excited about this. This is a sunscreen and face primer. So it's basically supposed to be, I think, like a Supergoop Glow Screen dupe, which I love the Supergoop Glow Screen sunblock. It's basically a sunscreen that also has like a slight tint to it and gives your skin a glow. It just looks beautiful. But I am very excited to see if this is a more affordable alternative. And obviously sun protection, super important every single day. So really great that you can kind of have your sunscreen, and it also does say that it is a makeup primer. So I think we know the new Power Grip first, and then we'll use this on top of it, since this one I think will have a little bit of a tint or sheen to it. So this is gonna be retailing for $10, and I believe this is basically their Power Grip primer, which went super viral a couple years ago. Really nice, with the addition of 4% niacinamide in it. So we're gonna see how it works on the skin. I do personally like niacinamide in my skincare, and it just has a little pump top, and I'm going to place it like this. The original Power Grip is very similar to the Milk Hydra Grip, which a lot of people really like. Oh yeah, and it feels the same as well. I personally can't use the Milk Hydra Grip because it makes me break out, where the e.l.f. one does not. Which is nice. So there's some ingredient in the milk that I guess is not in the e.l.f. that my skin just doesn't agree with. But basically with these, it gives, if you see as I'm placing it, like it sticks a little, it's gonna make your face feel tacky. So it's not gonna be one of those primers that like makes you feel super hydrated or anything like that. It's literally gonna make your skin feel sticky, but that's gonna help adhere, you know, your foundation, concealer, whatever else you put on top of it to your skin and really make it last, which is nice. And I love the addition of niacinamide. It basically helps to like even out your skin tone and brighten your skin. So I like to have that in my skincare products, and I really didn't see a difference in how this applied versus the regular Power Grip primer, which I do know that I like. So they give a very similar feel to the skin. It's really just that difference in the added niacinamide. So if you want that, or if you prefer a product without it, you have the option now, which is kind of cool. All right. Up next, we gotta try this sunblock. So this one was very hard to find. I finally located it at Target. I went to Ulta, they didn't have it. I went to the first Target, they didn't have it. Finally got it at the second one. This is gonna be SPF 30, and this is what it looks like. You get, how many fluid ounces? Because it is smaller, but so is the Supergoop face sunscreen. You get 1.69 fluid ounces in this, where in Supergoop you get 1.7. So this is 1.69 versus 1.7. So essentially the same amount of product. Supergoop retails for $38. This one retails for $14. But let's see if they give the same look to the skin. So I'm gonna take off, there's like a little cap on here. Basically what I like to have a little bit of a tinted sunscreen, or a sunscreen that gives a little bit of a glow, is if I'm going out, is A, it doesn't leave a white cast on the skin, which is really nice. And also if I'm just like running out for the day, or I'm just going to the pool, I'm not putting on any makeup or anything like that, it gives me sun protection to my skin, and it also gives me like a little bit of a tint. So it's nice to be able to do that kind of all in one. So I'm gonna get some on my finger. What it looks like, it's lighter than I thought it was gonna be. For some reason I thought it would be a little bit darker than this. So it's not really gonna give any sort of like necessarily a tint to your skin. Ooh, just more of a glow. The glow is definitely pretty. It feels like a lotion going on. It does not have any like scent, which is nice. Sometimes sunscreens can be like they smell like sunscreen, for lack of a better term. This one doesn't. It like literally just smells like nothing, and is giving a really nice glow and no white cast at all. Obviously my skin is light, but it's not giving me any sort of like white cast or discoloration to my skin. And I love the glowiness, and I love that they're marketing it as like a sunscreen and a makeup primer, because I feel like so many people still skip sunscreen every single day, but it's so important to take care of your skin. So with this, you get this pretty glow, and then you're also, you know, taking care of your skin with sunscreen and wearing it every day, even if you're not just like going to the pool or the beach. Still important to wear it on your skin. So living for the glow, super pretty. It was worth me driving all around to try and find. And we will obviously test to see how products layer on top of it, because sometimes sunscreens can like pill your makeup, which obviously we don't want. So we'll see once we apply our foundation. But before we jump in with foundation, we have some color correctors to try. Now, I'm gonna be 1000% honest with you guys. I'm not a big color corrector girly. I'm testing these because I know there are people out there that like color correctors, that use them frequently in their makeup routine. I typically do not use color correctors. Every now and then I'll use a green color corrector if I have like a really big blemish or a lot of redness, but I tend to prefer to just use a more fuller coverage product if there's something that I really need to cover up. But I know people like color correctors, so I want to test them out for you guys. But I always like to let y'all know like whether or not something is like a product that I personally, if I didn't, you know, make makeup videos on the internet, if I would actually like go out and purchase it. And of course I have them do a review for you guys, but it wouldn't be something that I would be running out to the store to get. One thing I did think was cool with these is they do have hyaluronic acid in them, so they should hopefully be hydrating. Sometimes I feel like color correctors are not hydrating and they're just like patchy, and I hate that. So interested to test that out. They also are retailing for $4, which is really nice. I feel like you can't get anything for $4 anymore. Like the prices of drugstore makeup have gone up a lot, but e.l.f. coming out with the affordable option. So $4 is obviously, ooh, here I am throwing them, but $4 is obviously a great price point. Now, to bring you guys through what the difference is between and why you would want to use these colors specifically. So first things first, the green, like I already said, this helps to combat redness. So if you're like me, you have redness in your skin, a blemish, the green will help color correct red. We have the peach color corrector, which this is good for your under eye area. So there's a lighter peach color corrector. Oh my gosh, I am like tossing these. They're like mad at me because I said that I don't like color correctors, I'm telling you. All right, so the lighter peach would be light to medium skin tone, color correct darkness. So whether you have a dark spot on your face or underneath your eyes, this is what you would use this color for. If you have medium to deep skin, that's where the orange color corrector will come in, basically just a darker version. And this one will do the same thing, help to color correct darkness, whether it be underneath your eyes, dark spots, etc. These last two I looked up because I was not 100% sure. The yellow, it says, and this is coming directly from e.l.f.'s website where they listed these, camouflages dullness in fair to medium skin tones. Okay, and then the blue visibly offsets orange and yellow tones in the skin. So I guess if I go a little too heavy with the self tanner, I can go in with this one. I probably won't have a ton of use for either of these. Maybe I'll try a little bit of the yellow just to see, but the blue, I don't think I really have a lot of use for right now. We'll try the yellow, we'll try the green, and we will try the peach because that will be more suitable to my skin tone underneath my eyes. So let's go in with them. I guess I'll do the green first because the redness is like the most glaring issue I would say I have to correct. So I have like this spot right here, which is like a acne kind of scar that I have that's still red. So I'm gonna place it there. And then all around my nose, I always have redness. So I'm gonna go in with it there and a little bit down here on either side. I'm gonna go in with a brush to blend and we'll see how it works. And then I can always go in with a sponge if I feel like I need it. Okay. If you see, I always like my cheeks, they're red all over, but definitely towards the bottom, they get more red. I feel like that did help. Go around my nose and see. One thing I am liking about this one is some color correctors are so pigmented where it's too much and then you always kind of get this weird like greenish cast underneath your foundation or whatever color you're using. You'll get like a weird cast from it, where these ones are blending pretty well, which is nice. Definitely is helped around my nose and stuff. But like I said, to be honest, for myself personally, I'm not gonna go and do this extra step. I just kind of use my foundation to combat, but not bad and blending out pretty well. Probably one of the few color correctors I've tried that I don't dislike. Definitely did help with my redness a bit. Now this yellow, again, this one says camouflages dullness in fair and medium skin tones according to their website. Where exactly, I don't really know what that means, to be honest. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my cheeks because I don't want my cheeks to be dull, and we're gonna blend it and see if it really does anything. I guess it'll just add like a little bit of brightness to the skin. Okay. I do feel like it did that. Again, is it another step that I'm personally gonna take? No. But if it's something that you wanna do or that you already do as part of your routine, nice. Did add brightness, I'll say. Okay, now for the peach color corrector under the eyes, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna apply it to my one eye. Then we're gonna put concealer under both of our eyes and see if we can see any difference, like if adding the extra step makes the under eye brighter. I feel like then we can see if it's worth it or not. So gonna go in with the peach, and on this side, I'm gonna apply to my under eye. It'll look weird at first because it's like darker basically than my skin, but it will cancel out like those purpley tones, or at least that's the purpose. That's what it's supposed to do, and kind of neutralize that. I'm gonna bring it up on my lid too because I do have a lot of like purpley veins and stuff up in there, which I do feel like you can see that it did do that. Like it did cancel out some of the darkness that I have, where this side, it's obviously lighter, but you can see more of like those purpley undertones. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'll go in with concealer on this eye. without the color corrector so we can have a baseline of what it looks like. All right, so there it is blended out on this under eye, like how it normally looks. Now let's go on the other one, same amount of concealer, and do the same thing. And we'll see if we see any difference. And also too, if you regularly use color correctors in your routine, let me know if you have like any tips of like how I could better use them. Cause like I said, I'm not an expert on it because I do not typically use them. So definitely open to feedback, suggestions, whatever you guys may have if you are, you know, more of an expert on that than I am, because this is not my area of expertise, obviously. All right, so honestly, I feel like I actually do see a big difference in between the both eyes. Like this eye definitely looks brighter, which is weird. I really didn't expect that. I'm like, did I use more concealer on this side? Maybe a little bit, like not purposely. This side does look brighter underneath my eyes. So maybe I should be using a color corrector because it does look brighter here. So that's interesting. I don't feel super dry from it either, which is nice. So I feel like it is okay to use it on your under eye and it's not gonna super dry you out. So I actually am pleasantly surprised with the peach one. And I mean, the green one did help with redness too. So not terrible. Still probably not products that are gonna become part of my stable routine, but that's okay. Not everything is for everybody. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go in with a little bit of foundation just so we can see how it applies on top of those primers that we used. I'm doing like my whole routine backwards because we already did concealer and stuff, but that's okay. So just gonna go in with a little bit, see how everything blends with the sunscreen and the new primer. Make sure there's no pilling or anything. All right, I feel like it blended out super fine. We have no pilling or anything weird with either primers, not the sunscreen or the new primer. So definitely do like that. Passes the layering test. Okay, up next, I'm so excited about this. This is the new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. So I love the e.l.f. Putty bronzers, but they came out with a luminous version, which I am all about. Love a nice glowy bronzy moment. So I have this one in shade Sun Chaser. So it looks like this. I believe it comes in 7 shades. Actually no, 8. I just looked at their website, but this one's kind of in the middle. So I'm gonna use this. Let me grab a brush. I'm gonna use a little e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. I absolutely love this. Let me clean it off. I think it has some of the regular putty bronzer from them on it. All right, gonna go in, coat it with this, and then tap it on and see. Looking very pretty. This is definitely giving me all of the bronzy, glowy, summery feels. Oh my gosh. I really, really like this. I think I need to get a lighter shade. This one's a little bit too dark for me. So I definitely want to go back and get like the next shade lighter. But I feel like this just brought so much life like back to my face, even though it's a little dark. And in the summer, I feel like this would be perfect. Like honestly, this and the sunscreen primer together, like you would be set to go. In the summer, you just want to look glowy and bronzy, the perfect combo for beach, pool, whatever you're doing. But I definitely really, really like this. Blends really nicely. Like it reminds me a lot of the regular putty bronzer that they have. This one just has a little bit of a glow to it, but it's not like glitter. It's just like a slight sheen that makes you like bronzy, glowy. I do really, really like this. Pretty. Okay, up next we have the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. So this is clearly supposed to be a Benefit Roller Lash dupe. The packaging is very similar. The wand, very similar as well. This is my first time seeing it. I feel like Roller Lash is a little bit more curved, but definitely like a curved wand, and it's basically supposed to pick your lashes up and really lift them. I am very much a drugstore mascara girly. Like most of my favorite mascaras are drugstore, and none of the e.l.f. mascaras are in my top favorites, so definitely interested to try this. But of the few high-end mascaras that I do really like, Benefit Roller Lash is one of them. So definitely want to see how this compares. This is retailing for $6, which is great and affordable. So we're just gonna go on in and coat it on our lashes and see how it does. I've seen really good things about this, but I've also seen people that didn't like it. So I'm interested to see how I feel about it. I did curl my lashes with a little, you know, lash curler thing before I'm going in with it. So far, it's looking pretty dang good. Gonna go in for a second coat. It's so crazy because I used to love like super thick, voluminous lashes, but now I really just love like the pushed up, really lengthened, curled lashes. And not so much like the really voluminous ones that I used to love, but this seems like that's what it's giving me. All right, here we have, after about 2 coats, definitely gave me a lot of length and lift, not a lot of volume. So if you like something that's gonna give you a lot of volume, this isn't gonna be the mascara for you. But I feel like it gave me quite a good amount of length and lift. I'm gonna go in on the other eye now. This eye is normally, my eyelashes recently have been a little wonky, but this one normally is like my good one. Is that just a me thing, or do you guys also have like an eye where you feel like your one eye always comes out better than the other? For me, it's this one, but not quite sure why that is. But I tinted my lashes at home and I feel like it like did something weird to them, and now they're kind of a little weird and sometimes they go in like the wrong direction. So I don't think I'll ever do that again. Sometimes it's just better to let a professional do it. But I do like this. Like I feel like definitely length and lift. It's giving. So if you like that, I think that you will enjoy this mascara. Like if you like the Maybelline Sky High, you'll like this. On me at least, they give the same effect to my lashes, like lengthened and lifted. Okay, and then last but certainly not least, we have the new e.l.f. O Face Satin Lipstick. So the original color I wanted this in, I can't remember, but they didn't have it when I went to Ulta, it was sold out. So I ended up getting the shade No Doubt. So we'll see, I don't really know what this one's gonna look like, but the retail on these is $9, which that kind of surprised me, I don't know. Like some of like the skincare products and stuff, it doesn't surprise me, but I felt like $9 was a lot for a e.l.f. lipstick. So I definitely wanna see how this works and if I think the $9 is warranted. I have a little bit of like lip oil on, so I'm gonna remove that. But let's see. So I feel like e.l.f. lipsticks that I bought in the past were like $4. So it was definitely like a jump in price, but a lot of times I will say with their products, I feel like they're really nice. So the higher price point is like warranted. Like their Halo Glow was like one of their more expensive products that they ever came out with. I think it's either $12 or like $14, but like I would pay $35 for it. You know what I mean? So we'll see how we feel about this. So this is what it looks like. It does have e.l.f. like embossed on the lipstick, which is kind of cute. Let's go in and see. Now this comes in a variety of different colors. Oh wait, this one's actually really pretty. I thought it was gonna be a lot darker than it is, but it's like a light brown. Comes in a lot of different colors though. So I'm more so gonna review it on like the formula. And if I like it, I'll go pick up some other colors. Definitely glides on really nicely, like feels very creamy, not drying whatsoever at all, and has a pretty satin finish and definitely gave a nice coverage and pigment. I personally love more matte lipsticks and then I apply a gloss over it. So satin isn't my personal favorite like lipstick finish, but for a satin lipstick, and if you like satin finishes, which is basically like a little bit of glowiness, but not like super glossy or glowy, I think you'll really like this. And I do wanna get this in their other, they have another shade that's like a lighter nudie pink color, and I wanna try and see if I could find that because I do think this is nice and you wouldn't necessarily need to go on top of it with a gloss because it does have a little bit of glossiness to it on its own. So all in all, pretty good products. Definitely I would say my favorites are the new Luminous Putty Bronzer and the Whoa Glow Sunscreen. Very, very good. Also definitely will continue to use this mascara. I also really liked that. So e.l.f. consistently staying out here giving us good products at good prices, which I appreciate. So hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. Like I said, there are so many new releases at the drugstore right now. I literally just went to the drugstore the other day and bought a bunch of them. So I'm going to do a whole other video where I test a bunch of new drugstore products as well, like on top of all of these, but trying to split it up into different videos because I only have one face to test all this stuff on at a time. So hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.